As we're approaching the house, if it's dirty, be sure to take off your shoes or wear some shoe booties before entering the house. Once you're inside, start setting up your equipment. Keep everything neat and in a place where you're not going to forget where it is. Now you're going to want to set all the blinds to a 45-degree angle. And if there's anything in the windows, you're going to want to remove that also. We're going to go through and turn on all the lights in the house, even the under-counter lighting, and make sure all the ceiling fans are off. And again, get all the blinds so they're at a 45-degree angle, and you can adjust that if you need to for the lighting. Double check and make sure all the ceiling fans are off. And again, make sure your blinds are at 45-degree angle. And go through everything, including closets. Again, making sure every single light is on. Night lights, ceiling can lights, fan lights, under counter lighting. Everything should be on. Also, by walking through and finding all the lights, it gets you familiar with the rooms in the home and what order you're going to be shooting your photos in. So you know the angles you're going to be shooting, and it gives you a little tour of the house. This way you can plan your shots and kind of go through in your mind your shooting sequence. Now, from our shot, okay, we'll move out to the next spot. Same process, frame and shoot. We are showing you the finished shots, and this in quadruple time so you can get through the shots quickly. Feel free to pause any of the videos so you can take a good look at some of the completed HDR shots. And also take note of where we're positioning the tripod and camera to get the shots. We always want to go to the farthest corners of the room to get as much of the room covered as possible. And you can see the importance of having all the lights on and the ceiling fans off, as we are shooting in HDR. If the ceiling fans aren't off, we'll get a blurred fan because each HDR shot is composited from 3 separate photo exposures. Again, make sure you're the farthest back corner as you can get, and this is really important when you're shooting bathrooms. Make sure you're not in any of the reflections in the windows, in the showers, and the mirrors. Basically, any glass can cause massive reflections, and oftentimes you end up in the picture. So pay super close attention to reflections. Now we have to lower the tripod when we shoot smaller rooms, especially the bathrooms. And typically you'll be about the top of the sink or the countertop level. And now that you got the tripod lowered and you know where the other bathroom is, go ahead and grab those shots if you can. Now you can go into the corners and try to get as much of the room as possible. Notice we're going to do this one where the camera tripod is still high, and we'll lower it down for the bathroom. What we want to do here, since it's a tight shot in a mirror, is we want to just be under the mirror level and be sure to duck down after you take the shot, so you don't get yourself in the picture. Now be sure to remember to raise the tripod back up when you're doing the regular room shots. Now, go ahead and turn off all the lights and close all the blinds in the rooms that we know we're not going to be using anymore. Walk through and make sure all the lights are off in the house, and make sure you get all your equipment so we can head outside and do the exterior shots now. So here, we line up for exterior shots. The tripod will just be a little bit higher than it is for your interior shots, basically a little above eye level. Now, if at all possible, make sure the sun's behind you or above you so you don't get additional shadows in your shots. Be sure to get all the angles around the house. And again, you might not use them all, but get as many different angles as you can. It's always better to take extra shots just in case. You can always get rid of the pictures later. And with the windows, make sure you're not in any of the reflections. Alright, now it's time for our aerial shots. So let's pull out the drone. Now that you've pulled the drone out, be sure to go through the pre-flight checklist. Also, log your flight and any particular conditions or anything special about where you're flying. Double check everything, and when you're putting the props on, take extra care to make sure they're tight. Now when you're doing the exterior shots, it's a good thing to be aware of your surroundings and take some type of note of obstacles, trees, other buildings, power lines, and other stuff around you. I always double check the surroundings. Go ahead and take off and get in position for your shots. Take your time and frame your shots. Make sure your composition is correct. Once you get your shots and bring it back, double check and make sure your landing area is clear. And make sure your gear is down and everything is safe to land. Now make sure you have everything and you get everything packed up. The last thing we need is to leave anything behind. Now we're set for our next photo shoot. Process the photos in Lightroom and make sure our customer receives the digital product ASAP.